So how often are you able to do cons like this, like Grand Rapids Comic Con?
We do about 15 shows a year. Depends. Sometimes it's a little less, but usually it's a little more. We kind of mix it up between, and it's usually by invite only. People that reach out to us and, hey, would you come here? Would you come here? And then Courtney will, my wife Courtney will organize it so that we have a variety. So it's some East Coast, some Southern, some West Coast, and right here in the Heartland. It's sort of like, so we get the chance to visit everybody. And then oftentimes when we can, like Grand Rapids, we were here 2 years ago, so we'll switch it up every couple of years if I have been lucky enough to be asked back to the same venue, so that we can skip a year and then go somewhere we haven't been yet. But I thoroughly enjoy the conventions. It really is energizing for me, because my job is kind of a solitary gig. It's not a team sport. Usually me sitting there drawing, and so when you get out and meet the fans, and you sort of realize the effect that your work and the things you've been sweating and feverishly lots and lots of hours, it's paying off, because it means a lot to the fans that you makes it well worth it, even more worth it. So. And
what do people like to know when they meet you? I mean, what do they, not necessarily frequently asked questions, but I guess, what do people like, what do people ask you? What do they like to know?
It's a wide
Fans.
range, because we're lucky in that, the Turtles are now, 35 years old, and so we've got this awesome blessing of, many original fans that grew up on the cartoon series and that were, 4, 5, 6 when they saw it. Now they're, late 20s, early 30s, oftentimes have kids. And what is mind-blowing that we, found that fan base the first time around, and now it's become generational, is that, this new generation that has found something that still resonates all these years later with them and the Turtles. Because, I always say that you can't really tell kids what's cool and what's not cool. They decide. So the range of questions goes everything from, for me, who's your favorite turtle, and why? Who's your favorite bad guy? Some of the older fans will ask, like, hey, why in the original comic books the bandanas were red, and why did they get colorized for the cartoon series?
Those are some hardcore fans. I didn't even know.
Yeah, that's the cool part too, because there is, and it's. I love the range of intensity is that we have some very hardcore fans that most, I will guarantee that they know much more than I do about the Turtles, in that we've had so many Turtle universes, from the original cartoon show to the new Nickelodeon show, and several in between, and the movies and the variations of each. But I love that, my favorite thing is, like, you'll have, say, maybe a fan like yourself that was, maybe bought a Turtle comic book in 1985 or 86, and you still have it, and it's dog-eared, it's chewed up, it's, and they bring it, and they'll sheepishly sort of put it on the table. It's like, sorry, that's all I had to bring to have you sign. And I'm like, dude, you have no idea how awesome and what an honor this is, that you not only got that when you got that, but you saved it all these years, and it's not, beat up, it's well loved, and I love that too. And what's my favorite turtle toy, that kind of stuff. So it is quite a range of stuff. I love it.
Well, Raphael's my favorite turtle. Awesome. And do people ever have you autograph pizza boxes? I was just kind of curious about that.
Yep, done it many times.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, that's cool. And it's like, and have you done, they finished eating their pizza and I never signed the box, or they would bring, just because a lot of people remember that scene in the first Turtles movie with the Domino's pizza delivery. So they'll get an empty box from Domino's. And I always do like a little remark. I do like a little turtle head sketch on each with each autograph. So they put that up on the wall, which is
You recommended the Nickelodeon, the animated Turtles Batman crossover.
Yes.
We picked that up. It was excellent.
Oh, good.
And I see that they're going to be doing a second part to the original Turtles Batman. Is that correct?
Yes. Actually, we did the second, because we did the original Turtles Batman crossover was intended for the original sort of older audience. So we did Freddie Williams was the artist, James Tinian was the writer. We did that series, then we did a second series. It came out, I think it wrapped up earlier this year. And now they're talking about possibly doing a third, because the fans have really gotten into it. And it's one of those, even the idea, because we'd done one of my favorite crossovers Turtles Batman as we did as a Turtles Ghostbusters, and I grew up as a
I have that as well. Yeah.
huge
It's a
Ghostbusters
really good,
fan.
really good novel.
It was great. And then when the idea was floated about doing Turtles Batman, it was like, oh man, it would be a dream come true, because you could see how they could work in each other's universes, but you have to play it really carefully, because it could have been terrible just as easily as it could have been as good as it was, and I think it turned out great, and that's credit goes to James Tynion who wrote it. He really gave both characters and you know, the Batman characters and the Turtle characters great moments in each universe, and the story held together really well. So the fans dug it, and so we did the second part, and we're talking about a third one. But there's, you know, it's funny because when you do a crossover, then you start thinking like, oh, you know who else would be great to crossover with? I'll do Turtles Daredevil crossover would be awesome.
That's what I would think you would do as far as like a Marvel character. Yeah, I would assume Daredevil, given that their origin stories kind of link together.
Tight.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I've been friends with Rob Liefeld for many, many years, so we always joke about a Turtles Deadpool crossover.
Oh,
that'd be manic.
Oh,
just I mean, on the level.
It would have to be just the middle of the book would be just Mikey and Deadpool out on the town. I
Yeah.
feel.
Get into all kinds of trouble.
They'd be best friends.
Yeah, they would.
They really would.